Okay, I think we're... Hey, what's up, Thomas? We're going to work on trying to get set up here. Give me a second. I'm a little slow on this. Okay, sounds good. Give us a second here. This is an off-the-cuff broadcast. Hey there, what's up, Blue Shirt? Thomas, Toby, Steve, what's going on? I'm waiting for Bud to join so that we can talk here. Can you guys hear that machine going in the background? Let me know. Do I need to kill that machine? All right, Bud's going to join right now. We're going to talk about our watch flipping choices right now. I also invited Clyde, the watch wrangler, and I also invited Hisham Habib. So we'll see if they join. Oh, you can hear it, Thomas? Okay. Yeah, damn, it's the dryer. I'll kill it once we get started. My wife's going to yell at me. But she won't know it's stopped because she's not going to come in here because I'm live streaming. Hold on. Okay, that's got to be a lot better. Now just the washing machine is running. Well, that's how we live here in California. We have tiny homes, but they're worth $1 million. Unless you got old or really new money, then you can afford to buy one of them big banging houses. We could still hear it, huh? Well, how come he's not joining? Let me see here. He said he got the link. All right, he's joining. In the meanwhile, I'm going to try to figure out how to share a screen. How are you guys all doing today? And are you guys looking at flipping any watches in the interim? Okay, let's see here. Come on, bud. Where are you at, buddy? It's okay. We'll give time for people to join. And for me to set up my screen. Yeah, why don't we do that? Let's see if that's showing up good. Oh, there's Bud. There we go. All right.
Can you hear me?
Bud, yes. Yeah, I can hear you okay. Can everybody hear Bud and myself okay? Okay. I'm going to try to figure out how to go to my next screen here.
Whatever happened last time when Crappy was on here, I don't think you could hear me.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. Do you know what browser you're using when you join?
It just tells me to go to Safari and put the link in Safari. So.
Okay. You know, I use Google Chrome.
Okay.
And I don't know if you have Google Chrome, but I noticed whenever I join AC3's channel, I always use Google Chrome. And I think the other guys that have trouble with the audio connection sometimes, they might be doing that Safari gig.
Yeah, because that's what it tells you to do. So yeah, so I'll switch to Google Chrome if I have any problem today.
So let me go to the. I want to be able to bring the comments up. So let me profess this a second. This is how do I do this? So good. That's showing up. I think I got this down. So Thomas Burnett, I was asking the guys if anybody's flipping any watches, and he responded he's not flipping. He just bought a new old stock Omega Baby Ploprof from an Italian seller on eBay. It's a great little watch, shark mesh bracelet, super comfortable. Right. Now, is the Ploprof the one that has, does it look like a Seamaster and it has that pusher, that release valve on the at 10 o'clock? Either way, I know those are nice looking watches.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen the ProPlof.
Let me see if I could. Actually, I'd like to pull it up because I hear of that watch often. And I think I know what it is, but I probably don't. Let me check here. So I got out of touch with the screen sharing here. Let me figure out how do I do this again. So I'm on. So stop screen share. Bear with me, guys. I'm really getting used to this stuff again. Chrome tab. Here we go. So if I go to the, if I just Google Omega Pro, I'm not sure if that's exactly what I would Google. Oh, it's these big ones. It's these big ones here.
What are they? 46?
Oh, I like these. These are cool. Which one did you? So yours probably looks like this one, right, Thomas? Is this the one that you got? Something like this? Hey, what's up, Crappy? Good morning.
Morning, Crappy. Morning, Thomas.
Oh, okay. He's got a 1970s model, so an older one. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. So yeah, I just got up. It's about 9:30 here in California, so I figured make some coffee, have a banana, get up here and talk a little bit about watches. So what I wanted to talk about is what you and I were talking about doing lately with our most current, literally our most current buys. You just acquired that GMT Rolex Pepsi solid white gold, that beautiful, beautiful, heavy hitting Grail watch. And you're thinking about getting rid of it, or did you already get rid of it?
Well, no. What happened was that there's about a half a dozen guys here around town that that buy and sell watches and trade, and they're all kind of, I wouldn't. I guess they are flippers, and I really don't consider myself a flipper. I usually am trying to better my collection, and so one of them called me up yesterday and said, "Hey, you got that GMT? I have a guy who literally will do anything for it." And I said, "Well," I said, "you're hitting me pretty early." I said, "I haven't even really got a chance to enjoy it." So, but basically, he's got quite the collection himself.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Okay, keep going. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to upload that collection to my computer to bring it up. Right? Is that
Okay.
cool if I do that?
Yeah, that would be great. And then
I'm
that
gonna
way
I'm gonna
anybody can
try.
come.
Okay. So go ahead, keep going.
So basically, he sent me over these pictures, and the guy's got a really nice AP collection, and he's got a couple of Rolexes, nice Rolexes, and pretty much he said anything is on the table in order to get this Pepsi, including cash, whatever. So, and they're pretty heavy hitting APs. They're not cheap APs. So, which there is not a cheap AP, but anyway, so he's got some nice pieces. Hopefully, you can show them to everybody. I'm kind of leaning, if I did do it, I'm kind of leaning towards the AP brick, and um, it's a new watch, and so it's a really nice watch, but it's a big watch. I've never actually seen one in person, so I'm hoping that if the guys all see this picture here, they can all. I know the perpetual calendars are probably the more popular watches that you're going to see here, but
Yeah, I
but
was
yeah,
telling you when you were asking me yesterday, I said definitely of all the watches on the table, the only two up for grabs there would be the perpetual calendar APs that I saw. That's what I thought.
well, I looked up the gold one, the yellow gold one, and that one's around 38 on Chrono, and there
Oh,
is no steel one on Chrono, so kind of hard to get comparisons on it.
I thought that's pretty good. I thought the gold one would have been in the 60s. I would have imagined. So you
It's a
found them for about.
39. It's a 39 millimeter, unless his is bigger. But when you put it in, that's what it comes up as is
I
39.
see. I see.
Um, so he, when you look up my watch, it goes anywhere between 50 and 55,000. So, of course, I would want something in that range for it.
Hmm.
So, so yeah, you guys can take a look at this picture, and anybody give me any ideas of what I should or shouldn't do, or if anybody thinks that the Pepsi is just a non-trader, don't trade it. I'd like that information too. So, seems
Yeah.
like seems like the market is crazy right now. It seems like the Batmans are going up and down like crazy, and so yeah, it's kind of a different market right now.
Hmm. I noticed it felt like the prices were going down, and then it
And
just
then,
seemed it doesn't look like they did.
well, if you try and buy yourself, no, that's the thing. If you
If what?
If you try and buy at that lower price, you can't find it. So, it felt like they was going down, but then if you actually try and shop at that lower price, I couldn't find anything.
Yeah.
So, the back girl seems to be a little bit, you can buy that for about 14.5. So that's the lowest that I've seen any of the new watches go.
Hold on a second. Let me see here. It says it exported it to the photos, and I'm looking, and I'll be dang if I see it. Export to photos. I did. Okay. I'm just scanning through and seeing if maybe it's sorted it by the date of his picture date. And maybe it's a week old picture, a month old picture, and it sorted it by the date,
Right.
because I'm looking for it. It should have been the most recent photo. But then again, my thing sorts by date. So that's a possibility, isn't it? That the photo date is somewhat older and it's throwing it back. So how do I do that if your thing sorts it that way? Isn't that odd? I'm not an Apple aficionado.
Yeah.
Okay, let me export it to save to download folder. There we go. Now I can go to the download folder.
And I'm kind of giving everybody a pre-glimpse of it here on my phone.
Download folder. Where is it? Finder. I'll get to the comments too in a second. If you want to glance through them, I'm just trying to struggle with this
I can't
Apple.
actually see let me see if chat will bring up the comments here.
Okay, I'm just struggling with this here. Downloads.
Oh yeah, now I can see it here. Okay. Hey guys, I just now am able to see the comments. So we got Barry BKT says the brick is badass. It is a nice watch. Um, can I show you a picture? Yeah, let me see if I can get you guys I can get you an up close picture of a couple of these. Now, here's the other thing, guys, is that I have a Sky Dweller.
Yeah, that's the picture I'm trying to pull up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. My mail. I'll get it. Just export to photos. Save to download. It's got to be in here. Let's see. It's called Image 8072. So let me search for it. There we go. That's what I'll do. Search 8072.
So I have this.
I got it. I found it.
Got it? Good deal.
Add to watches. The coolest thing I ever figured out was how to create a watches photo folder. So I put everything in there that I want to show. And then I don't have to show all the pictures where I'm dancing around in my underwear.
Blue Shirt Buddha, are you a Giants fan? Is that what you're waiting to kick off right now?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about football.
Hey, Thomas Burnett. Good morning.
Okay. I think I'm there. All right. So now let's go to the watches folder. I got it up here. And now if I go to...
So Barry seems to like the brick. Have you ever seen a brick in person, Barry? Are they bigger than what they look? Because they look like a pretty big watch.
Photos. Share screen. All right, sorry guys, now I got it. Application window. Well, it took a lot of work to get that dang photo up there. Okay, I got it.
There it is.
Oh, but it's nice to have the tech behind you. And I can zoom in, and there we go. So you know what? I'll zoom into the top row, the top few ones there, so you can get a good look at them. So of these 5. Now, remember, guys, he's got a Pepsi Meteorite dial GMT white gold watch. what's the MSRP on that, or what's the market value on that? 40?
Well, the market value is anywhere between 50 and 55. So
50 and 55. So he would be looking for a comparable trade with this guy. So this is the gentleman's collection that he basically offered up his photo and said, you can have whatever the hell you want from my collection, plus or minus cash for that GMT meteorite, right?
yeah, that's true. So you
So
could, and the brick I know is brand new. The other watches, I think he's kind of like myself, wore a little bit and put them back in the box.
and
And then
the brick is the top watch on the right,
yes, yeah.
because
Um,
the bottom one's a brick too, right? The bottom right one is also a brick, isn't it?
the bottom right one is no, it's a perpetual calendar, and it's the 39 mil. The brick is a 42.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay, so that was my vote. It was that brick up at top. That's the one. I said either the brick or the bottom middle stainless steel perpetual calendar. That one's beautiful too.
right, right. And that's nice, but do you really want to go from white gold to a steel piece? And that's kind of where and I couldn't even find any comparable models up to see about the prices there. So
Right.
I don't know what that perpetual calendar is worth. I'm gonna guess it's worth less than the gold, but I don't know. So, but then, do you see that brick down on the bottom right? He's also got my Sky Dweller. And does the Sky Dweller with the chocolate face look like the brick with the chocolate face? Am I kind of, you know what I mean? Am I kind of giving myself
No, I think those
uh,
are with the AP on the bottom right.
AP on the bottom right, and
Yeah,
then
I know you're a fan of the darker colors, the darker browns. So I always consider that when I'm looking at your watches, and I know that's your flavor.
right,
Um, I don't think they look similar at all. I mean, I agree the dial's dark and dark. That's the
right,
only similarity.
right,
But being that you like those dark dials, the watch itself, no, they're dissimilar.
right,
I mean, it's an eight. You know what? To me, that the AP, that Royal Oak design, is the most recognizable watch case design from afar.
right, and
Once
that's what I'd want to go with.
once you're a watch collector, that's the most identifiable watch.
Right,
There's no mistaking that for an Invicta.
right. Yeah, no, once you know what an AP is, that's it. And yeah, you're right, Thomas Burnett. This guy has a really serious collection.
Yeah, he has a lot of APs.
Yep, he's got some big hitters in there. So, and as you can see, he's a fan of getting the new stuff. So, in the Rolex, there, he's got.
No,
I also go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm just so Barry's saying the brick is at the bottom. Also, I is a does what's the definition of the brick? I thought the brick is any royal solid gold, or is it specifically a certain size one? What
Yes,
you know what?
it's the specific chrono that's down on the bottom right side. So it's the rose gold one there on the right, and it's got a bigger case from lug to lug, and it's thicker than the perpetual calendar that's to the left of it. So, yeah, no, the brick is basically it's a certain amount of ounces. It's supposed to be like a pound of gold or something like that, and that's why they call it the brick or something.
So are there two bricks in this photo?
No, there is the brick in this photo is the rose gold on the bottom right.
Oh, hold on, please, hold on. Yes. No.
Garage door.
Yeah, Barry, the perpetual at the top.
Sorry about that.
You talked about the one on the strap, Barry. I really don't want to get one with a strap when I'm trading the. I just don't really know if I'd be interested in one with the strap on
No.
the offshore.
Yes, I agree with you, because you know what? You always want to go full bracelet, and you can always buy the strap, but you don't
Exactly.
you never want to lust after the bracelet, because that's going to cost you a lot of money, lusting after a bracelet after the fact.
Yeah.
You know, especially, you know, what kind of bracelet would you find secondhand? It's going to have to come off a watch that was destroyed or something. I mean, I don't know. Look, to me, the AP, the whole thing about the AP, when you're looking at the case and the bracelet, it's all about how clean and sharp the watch looks, and
Right.
it needs the bracelet for that effect. It's the whole thing. And
Yep.
and you know, another thing too is if you get a bracelet after you get after you get the watch, I don't know if there's a is there a minuscule of a possibility that it's not going to match the case exactly?
Well, I think it's just really high dollar. I think on that brick, if you went with the brick on a strap, I think in order to get the bracelet, you're looking at 30 grand. So, yeah,
Yeah,
it's. I remember seeing that on the CRM Jewelers on that guy's YouTube channel. Him saying when he was selling them, he said you don't want to buy an AP and then have to buy the bracelet afterwards.
right.
He said you don't want to be that guy. So.
No, and luckily that's what I decided, you know, literally a couple of months after I put my deposit on my Aquanaut. I called them back and I said, make that a 5167 with an A at the end of it, please. And then let's add the rubber strap to that order. He said, good
Right.
idea. That's a good idea, you know.
Yep. Yep, I agree with that. And
And
so
when you see all of the Aquanauts that are going for sale secondhand, I'll be damned if you ever see one with a bracelet.
right, right, yeah,
Never. So I also feel that being the case, mine will always be the top Aquanaut for sale if I ever decide to sell it, because it's coming with a
yes,
bracelet.
yep, absolutely. Um, and yes, Blue Shirt Buddha, that's good advice. Blue Shirt Buddha says if you have totally fallen out of love with it, with the Pepsi, then only would I consider trading it. In my opinion, it's a keeper.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you yesterday. I mean, that's a tough watch to get rid of, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna have my Aquanaut one day, and it looks like it came down from its holy financial peak of 45,000. Now it's down a lot lower, right?
Yeah, you can buy actually David SW has a nice one with a bracelet, which like you said, it's the first time I've seen one with a bracelet. And it's around 31. So I think I sold
Really?
that. Yeah, yeah.
How old is it?
Well, that's the thing is it doesn't really give you that information. So I bet you it's a little bit
Yeah.
older.
I think I could easily fetch 45 for mine full kit when it's
Oh,
when it
yeah,
has paperwork dated 2021.
brand new. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's
gonna have
yeah,
paperwork dated 2021 at least, you know.
right. Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
and if I
Yeah.
didn't touch it, I'd be able to get full pop for it. But Aaron, if you're watching, I'm not gonna sell my 5167 when I get it.
Not at that.
That's the
Not at that
salesman.
price.
That's the salesman at Petek. I ain't gonna ever sell that watch. I can see I sometimes I imagine myself wearing that watch, and you know, that's gonna be my daily wearer. That's gonna be I'm gonna be the guy that Rich Buddy's watch is gonna be the Petek Aquanaut. That's gonna be my watch.
Well, and on the bracelet, I mean that's just something. Yeah, I mean that's just a killer. That's a killer. And then if you have it on the straps and you cut the strap, I think that lowers the value of it as well. But I mean, yeah, if I
Um,
would have had it on the bracelet, I would have
uh,
never sold it.
well, you know, it's all gonna depend on when I get it. Um, I think if I get it in the summertime, I'm going to go with the rubber strap. If I get it in the wintertime, I'm going to have them go with the bracelet.
Right.
And as far as the rubber strap goes, should I cut the chocolate brown strap or should I cut the black strap? Which strap should I wear first. I'm not sure yet. We'll see when I get it, you know.
I
I'm
love it on the black strap. I didn't have the chocolate strap, but you know what's really, in my opinion, I think was a good idea. What I actually did was I kept the original strap, and I went on eBay, and you can find the exact same strap, um, that looks identical and it fits it perfectly, and it's $35.
That's
And
so
so
crazy.
it's
I
yep, it's insane. And I
so
mean,
so you know what? You know what? That's I'm glad you brought that up again, because when I get my watch, I'll hit you up for that. And for 35 bucks, I might as well just get it just for the hell of it.
yeah, just put
And
it
and
on.
then and then look at it side by side, and I gotta see it to believe it. I'm believing you, but I gotta see it to believe it, man. You know, it's one of
Right.
those things. 35 bucks.
Yep.
So what's Barry asking here? I can't see it very well. Does it not have a bracelet? It looks like it does.
Yeah. No, it is the bracelet. Yeah.
Yeah, all of these are on bracelets except just those.
That one on the back on the left, that could be a brick on a strap, but like I said, I don't want to consider a strap right now for this.
Yeah, that is a strap on that one for sure.
Yeah.
I love the one on the yellow strap, but that's obviously an inexpensive watch compared to the others. IWC is not my thing. I'm not into the black what do they call them? The DLC coated.
Yeah. No, I've heard that them
Uh-huh.
things can crack and they're pretty expensive.
I have my ball watch as my DLC watch. We're not interested in any of the Rolexes. You've already got one of those anyway. And that's kind of an ugly AP right there. I think that one here.
Yeah, and that one's about 17, I think I
Right.
seen.
So really, the only good one is that one up top, that one there, and
Right.
then these two here. These are banging as well. But I'm not into the offshore myself. I personally, I don't like these giant black pushers beaming out through the gold. I don't think that looks
Right.
good. That doesn't look good to me. The gold pusher in this one looks much better, doesn't it? See the gold
Right.
crown,
And
gold crown.
that's a little bit older watch there is, yeah, but
Uh,
and that's yellow gold as opposed to the rose, but
and it's
you know,
smaller than this one here.
and it's smaller.
If you ask me, I prefer your meteorite Pepsi over over uh, over the bottom right brick.
Yeah.
The only one I would consider trading for is this one here in the middle, the bottom steel perpetual, and this top one up here. Those are the only two I would consider in here.
So the Aunt G is asked him what the top three keepers are. It's the brick on the bottom right and the perpetual calendars, which there's one in the front there on the bottom, and then there's one in the back. And so yeah, that's kind of the top three. But everybody it seems like is leaning towards the brick.
So Ant is asking, Aunt G, ever consider an A. Langensun to add to the glorious collection? Yeah, have you ever considered that? You and I have never talked about Lang.
I've never really looked. I've never really took the time to really look through the collections of them. I did see one on one of the sites the other day that was actually I thought pretty decently priced, around 10 grand. That was pretty nice looking. Um, but yeah, that's kind of something that I've thought about. My other watch that I told you that I was thinking about was the Breguet Marine, which I know you don't like,
Yeah,
but and then I also love the 50 fathoms. I love the Long Pont 50
I do
fathoms.
like that. And the older you go on those models, the more I like them.
Yeah, yeah, they're really nice.
Yeah. For some reason, as you go back in time, the aesthetics of the 50 fathoms gets better and better. And as time goes on, it just gets more modern and less appealing to me. But
Yeah,
the Lang, I'm into the Datograph flyback Datograph. To me, that's a grail piece at $45,000 in platinum with a black face dial. The dado back with the large date wheel,
Right.
top center. That is, and I've tried that on at the boutique. That is just the most beautiful watch I've ever touched. I can say that could be one I would add to the collection one day, Mr.
Yeah.
Angie, for sure. Let's see what else is yeah, the top 3 keepers of the collection. Yeah, like you said, it would just be those 3 APs.
And I love that. I love that gold, the yellow gold, because I actually don't have a yellow gold watch. So I got rose gold and I got white gold, but so the yellow gold is definitely. I guess I would have to see that yellow gold perpetual calendar, see how old it is, see what kind of condition it is.
The
Because
service, I would imagine a service cost would be pretty expensive on that puppy.
yes, yeah, I think so. But I gotta think by looking at this guy's collection that he takes pretty good care of them. So if it's if it was,
Right, and they don't get much wrist time.
and they don't get much rest time because he's got so many of them. So yeah, he's looks to me like he might have bought that AP, and for some reason it's maybe too big for him. Just doesn't like it as much as what he thought. He looks like a guy who buys what's new and what's hot, and he's already got the root beer there. He's got the blue sky dweller.
I can tell you
So
what, if your meteorite is sitting on this table, it's going to be the star of the collection.
you think so? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Thomas, in my honest opinion, I think that the Royal Oak tops the Pepsi. I think that Rich needs to get a Royal Oak too, like he was debating a few weeks ago. Yeah, we're going to talk about that too. Do I sell that day? Yeah, yeah. So what do you think you're going to do? Are you at this point right now? Are you going to do?
I'm glad
You don't
you
have to do
called.
anything.
No, no, I don't have to do. I told him. I said, "Give me Sunday to think about it." And I mean, this guy is just on fire. So he's like, "Yeah, whatever, whenever works for you." And so should I go grab the Pepsi and give everybody a show of that and let them see it, maybe up against all this stuff here, and see if they just to refresh everybody. But I guess everybody's seen it already, so they know what it looks like.
Yeah, the
The
Pepsi.
Pepsi, yeah, but.
Everybody knows that watch. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But if you go on Chrono, there's only 2 of them, and one's 50 and one's 55, and they don't even have the picture of it on there. They just have the Rolex picture on there. So
Another thing is too, you don't have to pull the trigger with any of these. You can wait for the next one.
well, that's the thing. I could get 50 for probably pretty easy right now, as it is.
And then buy whatever you want.
Right, and I do like what I would if this just to give you an idea, if that AP brick had the blue face on it or the gray face on it, which are both kind of deep colors,
Uh-huh.
um, I would pull the trigger in a heartbeat.
Hey, you told me that you had an opportunity to get a 15550 Royal Oak with the great,
Right.
the one
He
that I
he
want.
yes, he does have that. He just got it. It's the one that you and I had talked about it, and it's the gray dial, which is the one that we both said that we like the best.
Yeah.
He does have that one. That one's brand spanking new.
Wow.
So I was thinking about that with the maybe 30 grand on top of it. Um, so that's an option as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that would probably be a very good choice to get that cash back and then have I'd basically at that point um, I'd be getting that AP for about 14 which is, as you know, on the cheap side. If you bought it good, you can buy them at 22.5, 23.
Yeah, they're 21 out
Uh,
the door with tax if
right,
you bought
right.
it from the boutique. So
From the boutique,
if
yeah.
paying a couple of thousand premium, I guess isn't too bad of a thing.
But so really what I'd be doing is getting 30 and then allowing him that somewhere between 20 and that 25 for the I just basically be getting the cash and that watch. So that's also a choice on there as well.
So right now, what's your feeling on the on this whole thing right here?
Well, I think if I had the chance to, I've always liked the brick, and I think if I had the chance to get the brick, if I seen it up close and I was there sitting with him at the table, and I'm sitting looking at the Pepsi and I'm sitting looking at the brick. I mean, brick is just so, like you said, once you're in the watch community, the APs are really, something else. And so I don't know if I could turn it down, to be honest with you.
Mm.
But I do know that overall, Rolex, generally holds its value, I think, better than most of these other watches.
Hey, is there anything else this guy's wanting besides your Pepsi that I might have?
Well,
So I can get that steel Royal Oak from him.
right. Yes. Yeah. No. And I don't know. I can mention it to him, but he's seen my whole collection, and basically he just called me out of the blue about the Pepsi because he's got this buyer
Mhm.
and all that stuff. So
Did he ask you for your Daytona?
he has before, and I've turned him
Uh,
down. So he knows that that's a no
I,
go.
I bet you he would trade that AP for my black Daytona.
He probably would for the Daytona. Yeah.
You know what though? That I think I've come to realize that is such a loyalty watch
Yep.
that it's not worth money. It's worth just having it. It's a special
I
watch.
That's kind of the way I felt about it. He asked me, and he asked me a good price for it, and I just said no. I said I'm not. I think the Daytona is going to be. Seems like you said the loyalty for the Daytonas is just it's unbeatable, really.
Yeah, and I think if you were someone who were lucky enough to get one at MSRP, I really think that you know, you really don't have a thing for watches if you were able to let it go. I mean,
And Barry says the brick will be the heaviest watch you will ever wear, and I kind of like heavy watches, Barry. So I have the Sky Dweller, which is pretty heavy, but the even the Red Sea Dweller is a pretty heavy watch. So I kind of like the
yeah, you got
heavier.
a lot of solid gold watches.
Yeah, and but yeah, I do know that the brick is a very heavy watch, and so Barry must have actually seen one in person and wore one. Looks like on his picture there, he's got an AP.
Oh yeah, right. He does have
Yeah,
an AP there, so he
yeah,
must be into them. Knows what he's talking about.
yeah. Knows what he's talking about. So it's kind of a only something that guys like us would worry about this decision because it's not really a hard decision, I guess, for most people. They either like the one or the other, but
Well, it's a big dollar decision too.
it's a big dollar decision. Yeah,
I gotta say something here as far as resale. You know, your Rolex will be worth more money today and going forward.
yeah. That's
You got to remember that.
yeah. Because when the before this big thing, before this whole big watch thing came, the APs did drop down like 10 grand. I noticed, but I'm sure certain solid gold and solid piece Rolexes, is hard to get their full amount for as well. So blue shirt says, "I don't envy your decision, but it's a hard one." AP is, and that's I agree. Blue shirt AP is a tough watch to pass up on, and it's first world problems. Yep. So but it's just like your mind goes back and forth on it. It's just that's why I told you yesterday. I think I'm crazy, but uh, so I'm gonna take today, and I'll probably think about it all day, and probably look at these pictures all day, and I'll probably wear my Pepsi today.
Look,
And
that I am not a fan of the dial on the bottom right watch. I'm not a
yeah,
fan of the dial at all. There's a few.
that's
There's a couple of reasons. Number one, I just don't like the black. I don't like the black. It's a little too dark for me. I
And
just
it's
don't.
actually chocolate, believe it or not. You're having a
Okay.
hard time. Yeah,
Um,
so it's a deep chocolate.
look, I think everybody's gonna agree with me when I say this. The design of the dial, the three chronographs,
Uh-huh.
the three chronograph positions, and then the date position at 3 o'clock. It's just like a Valjoux 7750, like my ball watch.
Right.
Right, guys? Don't you think that dial design is no different than any EDA chronograph design? That throws me off right there.
Yeah.
Look at the difference on the one in the back. The one in the back, top right, that beautiful color. It just, everything about that one in the back is beautiful. That's the color for me on the gold watch.
The one with the strap or the gold one?
The solid gold one in the back.
Solid gold. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's a silver. I think it's either a silver or a white.
mm-hmm. That's essential to me. That's the dial for a gold watch from AP. I mean, wow. Wow. I know, I know it's a brick, Barry, but you know what? He can buy the one he wants from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Blue Shirt agrees with me. But yeah, Barry, he doesn't have to get this one from here. He's going to be in the money if he sells it for cash, and he could take that cash and he can buy this from a AP dealer, and
Yeah, I
then
can
and
just
then get
wait
in with
till
them, and then you'll be and then you'll have ins with an AD.
I don't have an AP dealer here, but I usually, fly somewhere that has an AP dealer. So,
Mm.
but yeah, I've never actually really gotten into one and sat and looked around.
I'm just
And
not a
that's
fan of the dial, bro. If you like that dial, you'd have to see it in person. To me, right off the bat, I love the dial to the left of it, the white dial on the all steel, and I love the dial on the back one.
And what does everybody mean when they say, I've heard this before, APs are a delicate watch? So, you mean you can't just wear one and jump in the ocean with it, even though it's an offshore? And, or are they just expensive to fix when expensive to service?
I wouldn't take it into the water. I mean, I
Yeah.
wouldn't ever.
I mean, I don't jump in the water a whole lot anyway, but I'm just, uh,
You see, that's
yeah.
what I thought. Barry's saying, I think you can get these for around 60 or a little more. Remember, I was just telling you I thought these were around 65,000, but you're saying
They
you
are.
found them for cheaper?
Yeah, CRM Jewelers usually sells them for around 51. There's one on Chrono right now that's 55. So yeah, that's the other thing is I would be coming up quite a bit in MSRP from the Rolex. So that's kind of what I did with the Aquanaut is I basically traded that for
So you'll have some protection against depreciation on this.
should, yeah. I mean the cheapest I ever seen a brick, which you see the pushers on that one on the bottom right, they're ceramic.
Yeah.
So that's the newer version. The older version have rubber pushers. So as
Mm.
long as you get the newer one, I think you'd be pretty safe there. But yeah, I mean, we're going up quite a bit in MSRP, and so you're getting an AP, you're going up in um, MSRP. But yeah, that delicate watch thing that worries me a little bit. But it's not like UFC fight in the watches anyway. So
No, it's going to be like an Aquanaut, probably.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. Right. And I wore that Aquanaut a little bit and never had any problems with it.
the main thing I see with these watches is exposing them to shock.
Right.
That's the main thing,
Yeah.
exposing them to shock.
Which I don't plan on doing. But
Yeah.
yeah, what I liked about the Aquanaut that you don't get with a Rolex is you can kind of move your hand around and you can listen to the movement, and I love that. And you can watch the movement if you want to. So, um, Barry BKT, do you know if the case back on these bricks are open or if they're closed? That would be something that would be interesting to me.
I don't know if I've ever seen them with an open case back. Man.
I've seen a couple of them with open case backs, but not. I don't know about the brick. I've seen a few of the offshores with open case backs.
Thomas likes the brighter dials on the APs as well. He says the simple silver dial looks much classier. The subdials and Arabics on the bottom right brick don't look as attractive.
I agree, Thomas. I think that yellow gold one in the back, is really sharp. I think it's classic, and so it's a hard choice. I mean, it's the brick is just because it's a brick, and the dial's just more of a look at me dial type of thing. And I think the perpetual calendars have more of just a classic look and a more subtle look.
Well, Barry takes his watch swimming and everything, but he says they scratch easily.
Yeah.
But to me, a solid gold watch is a dress watch. It's not going to be something I would take into a pool. I just,
Yeah, and I'm not going to be shooting pistols, Rick. So not while wearing them anyway. But I usually take whatever I'm wearing off before I shoot. So, um, so yeah, it's. So there you go. He said depends on the year. After 2015, they did open case backs. So that would be interesting to me too, because I'd love to have an open case back.
I
So,
prefer to just have a closed case back on that brick just to get that extra, quarter ounce of gold weight added to make it heavier.
right.
Might as well make it a heavy hitter, make it a real heavy hitter, literally.
Well, here's the thing too. If I'm wearing a heavier watch, then I actually pay more attention to it, and I'm less likely to bang it on something. So if it's heavier, my mind's thinking about it. Yeah, Thomas Burnett doesn't like the subdials either, as well. So
What's the hang up with my Apple computer, huh? Why doesn't it want to look at the pictures? Just came up with a completely blank screen, huh? Interesting.
And I want to say, Barry, that this brick is going to be at least a 2018, because could possibly be a 2019. But again, it looks to me like he bought it and for some reason doesn't like it, because it looks like it's the newest of the bunch. What do you guys think about taking that root beer and the blue sky dweller? Those are both pretty popular watches right now.
Oh, trading it down for 2 other Rolexes? No way. No way, buddy. I don't know. I kind of like that meteorite Pepsi that you have there.
Yeah.
You might want to keep that sucker. Let's see what happened to my photo screen, why it stopped. So, all right. So you're in limbo with your decision there. You better hold on to it for a little while longer so you don't make a mistake.
Right.
Because
yep, I've done that before.
you don't want to make a mistake with this one.
Yeah. No, that's true. This is going to be one that I can't get back. I could get back a Hulk at a higher price, because I regret getting rid of the Hulk. But this one here, if I sell it, I think, just like that green dial Daytona, I mean, that thing just went crazy. And this is even less likely to get. So my the AD here told me that he will be able to get me the regular steel Pepsi before he could get me the meteorite Pepsi, which I was kind of surprised because it's such a higher dollar value. So I would have thought the the white gold would have been easier to get, but apparently this one doesn't make it to make it to the floor.
The only thing you could do is make a lateral trade, which would be to sell this watch for 50,000 and then buy the blue dial version of your watch, the rarer version.
Right.
You could pocket some money and actually buy that watch.
Right, and I do like that. I have seen that since I got the meteorite, and that is very sharp.
I got to tell you, that would be a move that I would consider. I would seriously consider that move.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
That's a good idea. That's a good idea because actually, and I seen a black dial white gold the other day for 30. So I mean, you could definitely pocket quite a bit of money and end up with a very similar watch.
So let me show them what I'm talking about doing here. I'm talking about if Bud pockets 50,000 and makes a profit on this watch, he can go and buy this one, which is the same version of his watch, but it's the rarer blue dial white gold right here. And this is a beautiful watch right here. I personally like this better than the meteorite.
Thomas Burnett saying nope. What are you saying nope about, Thomas? Yeah, I've seen that in person since then, and that is a very. So how much is that on that site?
This one is 44 and a half.
Yeah, and
You
I've seen
see?
that at like 41. So just take some time to shop around a little bit. And
Uh-huh. I like this one better than the media. And what you were telling me about how yours is hard to read, you're not going to have a
yeah,
problem with this one.
that's one more thing, guys. The only thing about the meteorite dial is when you're outside, um, it's very hard to see the white gold up against the meteorite dial. So um, that's the only flaw whatsoever with the Pepsi that I see, and it just takes me a second to, see what time it is, with the white gold up against the meteorite.
Oh, is this not showing up? Oh, it's not showing up. Sorry, I got the wrong
I'm,
screen up there. I'm looking at the Pepsi thinking you guys are looking at it, and it's
I
not
can see
showing
it.
up. Was it showing up?
I could see it. I don't know about the guys.
Let me try it. Let me do it again. Application window, Chrome tab, Rolex, share. I don't think it was showing up. Now it's showing up, maybe.
Yeah, I think it is. And that's Blue Shirt Buddha likes it. It's even, I don't know if you've seen it in person, Blue Shirt, but it's even better looking in person.
Oh, I bet. The watches always look better in person, and this one is just stunning just in pictures alone. Yeah. To me, right off the bat, I would be okay with a lateral trade with this watch. I'm not sure about really trading it for either one of those APs, man. I don't know if I would do that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, and I kind of, I like the steel APs as well. So, I mean, I could actually, like you said, I could get the way less expense AP and um, be just as happy, I think, with that and pocket a lot of cash there as well. But I mean, I could also buy one of them steel APs down the road. So
I've always wanted one of these root beers.
yeah, I got a friend that has one of them that his father gave him, and those are pretty cool in person.
Yeah, I've always wanted one of these root beers. I noticed that Captain Zed bought one and he made a video of it. And man, when I saw that video, I was like, oh man, that's a beautiful watch he got. Absolutely beautiful.
The one that my friend has, I didn't want to be obvious and asked him to look at it, but I kept thinking it was that newer Yacht Master, the brown Yacht Master, the chocolate Yacht Master,
Uh-huh.
with the chocolate dial. just from a distance, and then when I seen what it was, when I got closer to it, I was more impressed with it.
James just bought a root beer. Nice, man. Congratulations.
They're starting to come in. That's the other thing, is I have another friend that just bought the steel and gold root beer.
Yeah.
But listen, I'm gonna have to.
All right.
My family's kind of yapping at me here
Okay.
to
Okay.
send them
I got
text
you.
messages, but I gotta take them to get something to eat. But
All
I
right.
appreciate you talking with me about this, and
Okay.
you'll
Sounds
probably
good.
you'll probably hear from me tonight on this, and maybe throughout the day. So, but guys, I appreciate everybody's opinions, because it helps me. I've actually took a screenshot of it so that I can kind of go back through and look at what everybody's got to say.
Cool.
Because
Cool. All right.
these are all the guys that we talk to and stuff. And
Yeah. Don't pull the trigger just yet. You know.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pull the trigger today, or probably not even tomorrow. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna wait. And,
That's kind of the grail of your collection right now, I think.
yeah, I think so.
All right, buddy. Okay. We'll talk
All
to
right.
you guys later. Everybody, thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you guys
Thank you.
soon.
All right,
Peace.
bye.
Later, guys. Thanks for joining. We'll talk to you all soon. Hasta la vista.